If you guys have been following me on any social media platforms, you would know that I'm about to go to Europe. I have never taken a Europe trip this summer, and I'm so excited, especially because we're going with my husband and my daughter and some of our best friends. And one thing that I needed to pick up before heading off to Europe were some sandals. So I think now is a perfect time to talk about Macy's great sandal sale. You guys know I've been trying to update my wardrobe in terms of like everything. I'm talking dresses, skirts, and shoes. I threw away all of well, I didn't throw away. I donated all of my shoes and kind of started fresh. And one thing that I have yet to buy again have been sandals. Everybody thinks that California is warm every month of the year because it's California. But you guys, we have like May gray, June gloom, no sky July. It's a real thing. So before heading off to Europe, I am going to be stopping in at Macy's to grab some really cute sandals to match all of my really cute outfits. So Macy's great sandal sale is here. It's buy one pair, get 40% off, buy two or more pairs, get 50% off. So it's a perfect time for me to stock up on styles for all the events I have coming up this summer, especially Europe. One of my favorite brands of sandals are Steve Madden, and they have them available at Macy's. They have the cutest platforms. They have rattan, but also something sleek for dinner and something for the day. I mean, essentially, they have it all. A cute pair of shoes will help elevate your everyday look, and that's what I'm trying to do these days, you guys. I'm looking for that capsule wardrobe, but then I wanna have some cute things that'll, add some color or just something different than, like, me wearing all beige because you know, beige mom. I've also been eyeing a pair of Clarks for those heavy walking days when I need something a little bit more comfortable, and I think this is gonna be essential for that Europe trip I have coming up. I can't wait to get all of them and also try all of them out while at Macy's. I mean, why not? Just, hey, can I get that? Can I get that? Can I get that? They are going to finish off my summer looks perfectly. So again, the Macy's sandal sale is buy one pair, get 40% off, buy two pairs, get 50% off. And it's perfect for summer, weddings, beach, work, you name it. You can wear sandals to it. The event dates at Macy's are June 25th until July 7th, and you can shop now at Macy's.com or shop in store. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sunday Sports Club Podcast, a podcast all about sports told by a woman, and that woman is me. Hi, guys. I'm Allison Kuch, and today we have on two very special guests. They are women I follow. I started following you guys back during COVID, which is so fun to like now be here and be sitting down and talking to you guys. So I'm chatting with the founders of Sweat and Tell. We have Jo and Jack. So welcome to Sunday Sports Club. How are you guys doing?
Hi, thank you so much for
Hi.
having us. This is such a pinch me moment. We've been following you since 2020 as well, so we're so excited to be
Yeah,
here.
And you
so
guys
excited.
are both living in California, correct?
Mhm. Orange
Okay.
County
Yes.
for me.
And I just moved up to, I'm like San Jose area, NorCal.
Okay. Well, you guys have created this incredible community online, and I'm excited to talk more about like how it all started. So, like, when did it start? How did you guys meet? Were you guys, I mean, was this like a long distance friendship or did you guys used to live near each other?
We did. So we actually both went to Chapman for college. I'm a year older than Joe, but we were in the same sorority. And then after
Alpha
college, we worked.
Phi.
Yeah. And then after college, we worked at the same corporate job, House and OC, which basically is like a sorority 2.0. They just like recruit all these young people from college. And that's honestly where we got really close. Like in college, we were friends and liked each other, but we just didn't have like the same circles, different years and stuff like that. And then at our corporate job, we just started becoming workout partners. Like we would just go to different studios, and that's how we started Sweat and Tell. We started reviewing studios in the OC area, and then it has definitely evolved to a whole other beast since then. But that was the beginning. And yeah, we weren't always long distance, but we started when we were together, and then we've had like I've moved a few times since then. But yeah, we've kept Sweat and Tell strong, so it's been good.
How would you guys describe Sweat and Tell to somebody who might not know anything about it?
Good question. I think that now we say workouts, recipes, and lifestyle is kind of like our 3 pillars, but it really is just a way of us showing how we organically live healthy lives while still being very balanced. That's always been like what we've been all about since the beginning, like being healthy, but still being able to go out and have fun and indulge. So it really is just trying to be as balanced as possible. And like Jacqueline said, we've definitely evolved a lot since we first started. Like we initially did studio reviews and now we post our own workouts, our own recipes and all of that. So yeah, it's evolved a lot.
I am
Yeah,
all
we
for
became certified
people.
trainers.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, no way. Okay, and so
Mhm.
that came after you guys, like, started Sweat and Tell.
Yes.
That
And
was a
honestly,
COVID motivator, honestly.
yes, for sure. Cause we couldn't review studios. So we're like, okay, we have to
So we're
like
like, "Shit,
post
we gotta do
something.
something." Yeah.
People are like, "You're reviewing a studio, but, like, we're supposed to be quarantined, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, so we're gonna start doing it at home." And then, wow, that's kind of crazy. You guys always had a passion for working out and fitness and, like, a healthy lifestyle?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Always.
I am all
But
for
with the
people
balance.
who
Yeah.
you're like, with the balance. Well, exactly, and that's what I was gonna say is that I'm all for people on social media that are, like, the health and wellness space that also talk about balance because I feel like there can be, like, a really unhealthy shift towards,
Hmm.
like, discipline and this and that, and, like, okay, calorie deficit and this, and I just feel like so many people get drained out from that type of lifestyle, and I think it's
Hmm.
okay every once in a while or if that's like I don't know, like a challenge you wanna do, but I think that, like, balance is such a healthy lifestyle long term.
Hmm. For sure. And it's
Totally.
been really interesting through the evolution of Sweat and Tell too, seeing how our mindsets have shifted a lot around balance. Like we used to think like this is more so in college, but it's like you do an hour on like the Stairmaster, you do cardio, like low carb, like that. There was that whole era. And now I feel like it is so much more focused on balance and like following your body's intuition and also like that 80-20 lifestyle. We always preach about that. Like we definitely like to show that 20% of our lives as well. And it just, yeah, it feels a lot more attainable and also sustainable long term, being able to manage that.
Mhm. No, I love that. So when you guys first had this idea, like, who brought it up to who? Did you guys sit down and, like, immediately start, like, business planning, or did it just come very natural?
It was so
Um,
natural.
it
Like
was
we
well,
worked
I
in,
remember being in our cubicles. Yeah, like
yes.
going to Joe's cubicle and we're like, "Okay." It was funny because Joe and I separately, I think were like, "Oh my god, we want to start like an Insta," and we didn't tell
We
each
both
other,
each
and we
had
both yeah, we both
Instagrams.
started a handle that was like private and like didn't post our faces, like anything like that. And I feel like we were just kind of like testing the waters, like, oh, like if you wanted to start an Instagram, like, would you think that's weird or like what? Or like, And then I just remember one day we were both like, wait, you have one? I have one? Let's do this together. And then we did just like, we kind of like already knew what we were going to do because we were workout partners. Like that's what we had been doing. Like we literally, our job was on East Coast time, but we were West Coast. So it was literally like a 6 to 2:30 p.m. job. So like we would go to workout classes right after together and it was the class pass, like holy
Yeah.
era, So we would go to all these different classes. And so it just was really natural that we wanted to do that. And then we
Right.
sat down one day and had a full business meeting planned it out with like our core values, pillars, all of that kind of thing. And just went from there. But if you look at the beginning, it was so cheesy and different from now. But I mean, you got to start
Like
somewhere, right?
Pinterest quotes and like,
Oh
yeah,
my
so
gosh.
cheesy, but
Yeah.
Look, we all have to start somewhere. I can't even look at my videos from 2020. I'm like, "Please get that out of my face." Like, I can't believe that's, like,
Yeah.
how I got started, but you have to start somewhere, and it's really I think it's cool that you guys had each other to, like, bounce ideas off of, and it was more so fun. When did it start turning into a full-time job?
I feel like
It was a little different for
3.
each of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was in COVID because I had moved to Nashville at the time and started a new job, which almost was the death of me. And I hated it so much. And so I was like, oh, I think this is the time that I'm going to go full time Sweat and Tell. And then I think Joe was like 6 months after, a year after that.
Yeah, I think it was, like,
Um,
a year after. I had been also working at Salesforce full time, which is in sales, which is a pretty demanding job, and then that on top of Sweat and Tell, and we also were launching Jay, our dry shampoo company, and I was just, like, so burnt out and made this huge, like, whiteboard of, like, pros and cons of, like, leaving my corporate job and all that, and I'm like, "It's time." Like, it felt like it was really long overdue, so that was 3 years ago.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so became full-time about 3 years ago. Was that a conversation amongst both of you? Because I think it's interesting when you guys are in a partnership, like, oh, if you're doing ads, like splitting the revenue or like who takes on like what hat each of you wear. Was that
Mhm.
a bigger conversation amongst both of you? Did you guys have to involve your husbands? Like, what did that look like?
so we've always split everything 50-50. That's just kind of how we've done. And then Joe was definitely more strategic with her decision. For mine, I just called Joe one day and I was like, I'm fucking done with my job and I'm going full time sweat and tell. But honestly, it was because I felt like at that time, my job was really draining and demanding me. And I honestly wasn't being a good business partner in sweat and tell either. And so I was kind of like, I felt like almost failing at both fronts and I needed to make a decision. And I feel like it was kind of the driving force of like, okay, what do you actually want to do? And
Mhm.
I'm so happy I made that choice. It was like instant relief, you know?
Right.
Um,
Well, Jax,
so
you've moved around quite a bit. I mean, Orange County to Nashville to Boston to now you're in the Bay Area, correct?
yes, yeah.
So what is the like is it your husband's job that has you guys moving a lot?
Yes, he plays soccer, so, we've had to move a few times, like you said, for his job. Luckily, they've all been pretty cool spots, like, I've honestly loved every location, but
Mhm.
it's definitely been an adventure, I guess you could say. You kinda know the drill, Allie, I feel like, with
Yeah.
when he was in football too, so
I mean, those
you
are all cool
understand.
spots. I'm like, you must be really jealous of me that I got to live in Indiana and Cleveland. But
Well, I
came to
remember
be
when
Cleveland was
you
my
actually
favorite.
got traded. I remember when you got traded there because we almost got traded to the soccer team there at the same time, and I was, like, looking up people. I was like, "Who can I be friends with?"
No,
And I
it's
remember Joe sent me yours, and I was like, "Oh, if I move there, maybe we can be friends."
no,
Like
that is so athlete family coded because anytime
yeah,
any team called and, like, asked Isaac for a workout, I immediately went to, like, Zillow, Instagram, like, it's
100%.
intense stalking behavior, and I have no problem with it
Yeah,
because I was like, "I just wanna know, like, if I don't know what to expect, I have to expect something." So it's yeah,
exactly.
got into,
You
like,
need some
FBI
little, like,
mode.
form of hope of wherever you're going.
I'm like, "Let's find one coffee shop that I wanna go to
Yeah,
in this random city I've never been to before." Okay,
exactly.
so then you guys moved to full-time. What hats do you guys wear? I mean, are you very similar in terms of, like, working and, like, how often you're, like, logging on and, like, dedication to it, or are you guys very different in that sense?
I feel like we're pretty similar, but we give ourselves autonomy. And that's one of the reasons why both of us wanted to do this full time is we're both like go-getters, hardworking, and can work on our own schedules. And so we give each other the autonomy to get our work done when we need to. If that's like Jack's waking up early or doing work later because her kids and stuff, or like my schedule, like being able to just fit it in when it works. Like we give ourselves a lot of flexibility with that, but we on the flip side are also like very very diligent and organized. So we have standing meetings, we have calls, we do plan out our content pretty like loosely. I would say it's not like very contrived or overly planned, but we have a good framework and have figured out what works well for us. Lots of Google Docs, lots of calendar invites, all of that, but we are both pretty organized, so I feel like we've worked really well together over the last 7 years, honestly.
You guys are
Yeah.
both giving very type A.
That's so funny. I feel like Joe's for sure type A. I'm
Yeah,
like a B plus. Like, I
yeah,
don't know.
A minus maybe.
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah. It depends on the category. Like with work, I like to be type A, but with my life, like just don't look in my closet. Don't look. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
just not every area. It's what I choose. Do they call that type C now? Like I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they call it type C. I'm like, shouldn't it be like the B plus thing? Because I'm
Yeah,
like, I feel like
I'm going B plus. It's
C is like
rude.
you're going to the
It's
airport and
rude.
you don't have a flight booked. That's, like,
Yeah.
what my idea of
No, no,
see
no,
is.
it's like, no, I've got the flight booked in, like, my shows or books downloaded for the airport, but it's like, yeah, I might show up close to the time, you know?
Okay,
Like
yeah, that sounds really similar to me. Were you guys anxious about mixing friendship and business, or was it just so natural that it just ended up happening?
I feel
It
like
felt
we
pretty
were
natural.
yeah, and I also feel like we were just starting getting close as the business was growing too. So it's like we kind of grew as business friends. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, we got even closer within that boundaries and, like, with each other, but we have had to change some things, like, even when Joe was talking about planning content, I feel like we used to especially with social media, I mean, you know, it's like 24 hours a day you could be working on it kinda thing, and I feel like we did have to set boundaries of, like, "Okay, over the weekend, we're not gonna be texting about work. Over like, after this time, we're not gonna be texting about it," because I feel like we both felt so guilty if we didn't like respond right away or do this right away or do that and like
Mhm.
we didn't want to let the other person down, you know?
Right.
And so I feel like setting more like loose guidelines but like still fairly like realistic and attainable was very helpful to like keep that balance.
If you guys know anything about me, you know I can be a little indecisive and my life can be a little chaotic. And something that I wish I had discovered a long time ago is Cort Furniture Rental. Cort Furniture Rental helps every house or apartment feel like a home on day one. With high quality furnishings and expert service, you can achieve furniture freedom whenever you need it. So, whether you're moving to a new city and you don't know how long you're going to be living there, if you're going somewhere temporary, or maybe you're just indecisive and you want to try out a new couch and you don't want it to be permanent, Cort Furniture Rental. You can enjoy custom packages that fit your space and your life, and they have lease terms that can change with you and professional delivery. So, setup and pickup, you don't even have to lift a finger, except, I mean, if you're referring to like going on their website. So, Cort Furniture Rental knows everybody needs furniture, but not everybody needs it forever. Furniture shouldn't tie you down no matter where you move, when you move. Furniture rental is convenient whenever you get a new job or move off campus or even move short term. Wherever you go, you can enjoy on demand delivery nationwide and custom packages that fit your space and your life. And they have move in ready room packages designed with your next move in mind. With furniture rental, you can rent what you need and return it when you're ready for the next adventure. So, whether you have a new job or moving to a new city across town, or you just need furniture that adapts to you and fast, Court offers flexibility, quality, and convenience no matter where life takes you. I have recommended Court Furniture Rental to literally all of my professional athlete families because you never know how long the move is going to be. And it's always nice to have a space that feels more like you than, say, something that your landlord picks out. So, Court Furniture Rental, they help every house feel like a home on day one. So, if you guys are interested, build your own furniture rental package today at Cort.com. That's CORT.com/podcast. When the summer season hits, I feel the need to refresh my life a little bit in terms of cleaning, in terms of routine, and also in terms of my supplements. And I am so excited to be working with Cymbiotika because I've been using them for the past 3-ish years. I think I discovered them back when Isaac and I lived in Cleveland, and I realized how little nutrition I had in my diet, and I needed to supplement a lot. I went on Symbiotika's website, I took a little quiz, and it recommended products for me to try out. And I have been in love with them ever since I tried them. I mean, I have been taking their NMN supplement every single day for the past few years, and it is so good, you guys. I recommend this product to literally everybody, but they have so many products that you can choose from. And if you are trying to emphasize any certain health benefits in your life, I would highly recommend checking out Symbiotika. Taking Symbiotika supplements is literally one of the easiest ways I've found to stay consistent with my health goals, even during a busy summer. One of their newer products that I recently tried out is their liquid colostrum. We have all seen the colostrum trend happening, and the Cymbiotika one is so good. It supports hair, skin, and nails. It helps maintain a healthy gut lining, which if you guys follow me on social media, you know I kind of need some assistance in that area. And it also supports a healthy immune system. So, like traveling, weddings, you're coming into contact with a lot of people throughout summer, and liquid colostrum is going to help boost that immune system. And the bonus about this is that it's in liquid form, so faster nutrient absorption, and the flavor is a nice vanilla sea salt. So it tastes so good. One of their other products I love is the magnesium L-threonate. It enhances focus and reduces brain fog. It can balance mood and calming, and it's going to support stress management and restful sleep. Like literally, kind of need a lot of that. And another benefit about that is that it's the liposomal delivery. So again, faster nutrient absorption. And this flavor is the vanilla cream flavor. They're so, so good. If you guys are interested in checking out Symbiotica, I personally recommend them and have been using them for years. Feel free to go to symbiotica.com/Sunday today and get 20% off plus free shipping. That's symbiotica.com/Sunday to get 20% off plus free shipping. Do you guys have to put in place certain boundaries to, like, respect your friendship and just, like, respect the company?
I would
Yeah, I
say
feel like that's
so.
like an ongoing conversation. Like things will come up and then we have to like talk about it and like reset that kind of stuff.
Mhm. Yeah,
Mhm,
and, like, something that we have recently implemented that really does help, and we're in a unique situation because there's 2 of us running, like, an Instagram account, so
mhm.
and just social media platforms, so with that comes a lot more communication, like, "Are you posting today? Am I posting?" And just, like, kind of having a pulse check, so we actually alternate stories now, and it's been
Wow.
so helpful just because, like,
It's
we know our
so
dedicated
nice.
days, and it's so nice, and, like, I don't even know if the viewers can notice because I feel like our content really integrates well together and flows. But for us, it has made like the biggest difference and has been such a game changer.
I mean, even thinking about like, okay, you don't have to post on social for a day, like, it's so nice, and then we get those breaks throughout it, and
Yeah.
now that we're on the same time zone, it's better, but, like, especially when I was East Coast, you were West Coast, it would be like, I would post, like, my dinner, and then all of a sudden it was, like, Joe's breakfast, and we're like, "Okay, we gotta figure something out
For
here," like,
sure.
it's not
Yeah, the time change is not helpful in that aspect, but
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
interesting seeing how you guys have, like, been able to navigate that. Do you guys have your own social platforms outside of just, like, your combined Instagram?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
both
we
just
do.
started our own TikToks, yeah.
And how has that been going?
It's been going good. I honestly love it. It's nice to have a platform. I know we talked about this like before we even hopped on the podcast, but I am doing IVF right now. And so that's been a good outlet for me to be able to share that journey. Because obviously we try to keep Sweat and Tell like more focused on our key pillars. We do share other things going on in our life, but for the most part, we try and really keep it like focused on the health and wellness side of things. And so for me, the TikTok has been a really good outlet as I go through this trying to conceive IVF journey.
Yeah, and that was gonna be kind of like where I wanted to take the conversation into, like, next, but I do wanna be super, like, cautious because I know that this can be, like, a very sensitive subject. I do know a lot of women, I mean, both in my personal life and through just social media, I know struggle with, like, trying to conceive. Do you feel like do you feel, like, kind of comfortable, like, speaking about your trying to conceive journey on social media?
Yeah, I feel really comfortable talking about it. I think for me, like at first, it felt so vulnerable, and there really isn't anybody in my real life, like off social media, that is going through IVF or has been through kind of like a similar path that I have. And so I think being able to talk about it on social media, even though it was scary to open up, I was like, whoa, this is so much more common than I was expecting. And so many people have similar trying to conceive journeys, and there is like a lot of hope out there, and getting to connect with people that have been on a similar path has been really helpful. So I think just like opening up was very scary at first, but as I've continued to share, I feel like so comfortable now because there are so many other women that are going through
Yeah, have you
infertility.
found, like, a sense of community in that world now that you've, like, been a little bit more vulnerable on social media?
For sure. Like there's such a great trying to conceive community, and it's like the worst club to be in with like the best members. But yeah, there's such a great community and people are so supportive and uplifting. And it is really nice to like have that community out of such like a challenging emotional situation. It's really nice to have found a community that is so uplifting and willing to kind of be there for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jax, I mean, I know from my perspective, when I post on social media, I am way more vulnerable on social media than I am in person. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because like nobody's talking back to me, but I find myself being very vulnerable. Did you learn more about like Jo when she started posting more about the ins and outs of like her like TTC journey?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a very challenging journey to go through, and I've seen it with my sister had a really hard time conceiving as well, but watching Jo do it and like she's been really positive for people. And it's just hard to watch somebody that you know is going to be an amazing mother and will be a mom one day have to fight so hard for it, but I'm just excited for her. Like I know she'll be a mom one day and like that baby is never going to doubt how loved it is. So
Mhm.
it's
Absolutely.
she's strong.
No, I love that. And I love that you guys, I mean, I love social media for that reason because I do feel like in social media you can find such great groups of people. I feel like it does really show you like you're not alone. And I think being vulnerable, it takes a lot, but once you do, you see like that side to social media. Have you guys gotten any surprising reactions from followers after sharing something personal, no matter like what the personal thing was?
Oh, all the time. I feel like you
Yeah.
probably get this too, especially on my TikTok. Like I swear, like honestly, every other video I get like a crazy comment, but I feel like it at this point, like I have so much armor to like the haters that it just I let it roll off. But no, I think when anybody brings up something vulnerable or you just come from a place where there could be controversy, or like there's a lot of emotion, there's always going to be people that want to like pick you apart. So yeah, we've gotten it. I feel like TikTok and
It's like
Instagram for sure.
99% good and then like
Yeah,
1% evil. It's like plankton.
yeah,
99
yeah.
1% gas.
Literally, the 1% evil though, like actually affects me and I wish it
No,
didn't
I
because
Yeah.
know.
they say like, "Oh, you should put the same amount of weight in the positive comments as you do the negative comments," but, like,
Yeah.
I don't have that mindset. I don't know that I could actually do that.
No, and that's scientific. My therapist always tells me that. She's like, "No, it's scientifically proven our brains attach like hold on to negativity more than they do positivity," which is so once again rude.
Hmm.
But like it's something about it and I know, just block, delete. Try not to
Yeah,
think of
block,
them
delete,
ever.
like, you're unnecessary. No, actually, my block button is kind of my best friend these days.
Oh,
Somebody made a video
same.
about how many people I've been blocking, and I'm like, "Wow, I'm really doing the Lord's work."
Wait, how could they figure out how many people you've been blocking?
Well, there was somebody made, like, a hateful video about me, and so I've been blocking literally everybody that comments. Like,
Oh,
if you're just engaging, I'm
Yeah.
gonna engage as well with
yeah,
a block
for
button,
sure.
and I also feel like whenever well, so now all those people will try and go to my page, and they're like, "Oh, I'm blocked too. Oh, I'm blocked too," and I, like, have, like, my spam account where I just, like, stalk this little I'm probably obsessed. Like
No, I kind of love it. Like, adding fuel to the fire a bit, but I love it. Like, they don't deserve to have access to you.
No, and then,
Yeah.
every once in a while, I'll just, like, leave one hate comment, and the people are like, "Wow, I wonder when this is gonna get deleted and I'm gonna get blocked." I'm like, "Let's just, like, test the waters and see how they react."
That's so funny.
But moving on to postpartum, I feel like I had a super hard time with postpartum, and there's, like, this narrative that women have to bounce back after pregnancy. How have you guys navigated those? Because I feel like a lot of moms probably follow Sweat and Toe.
Yeah, it's funny you say that right after the hater comments because those were some of the biggest hater comments when I was showing my postpartum body because I had
From
twins and
loser
like
men, though. Loser
yeah,
men.
oh,
It wasn't
it's
women. It was
always
all loser men.
it reminds me of that sound where it's like they're all ugly. They're all
Yeah.
gross. Like
Yeah.
it's literally that.
It's like,
Um
"Stupid,
yeah, yeah.
dumb."
Yeah. And it's also just like unintelligent, uneducated people because, like, for example, I showed my body, like, it was, like, 3 weeks, 4 weeks postpartum or something, and I had a really dark linea nigra line, like the hormone line across my belly, and so many people were like, "Oh my gosh, like, how do you have a scar like that?" I'm like, "Okay, it literally fades away, like, first of all," and then people would be like, "Where's the girl with the list?" Like, all this stuff, and it was just
Not my
I know,
body
I was
being on
like
the list.
no, I
Like,
know, I was like,
please.
"Okay, once again, rude." But, I don't know, it was kind of empowering because I feel like I was really, not gonna lie, nervous about the body changes. Like, I feel like most women in our society at some way are affected by like wanting to look good and like feel good. You know what I mean? It's just kind of
Yeah.
normal. And going through pregnancy and all those body changes, especially with twins, I was literally ginormous. So like it was definitely a major recovery process, but, I feel like sharing it helped me because it kinda motivated me to just be vulnerable, like Joe was saying, even opening up or like you just feel like you have a community of people who are like, "Oh my gosh, thank you for sharing this, like, thank you for doing this, like, this makes me feel so much better," which is helpful, and then I also just kind of had faith in the process from other people who had opened up online too of like, it's a journey, you will feel confident again, you will like mentally feel strong, physically feel strong, and it takes a while and it takes time and it takes patience, but I feel like sharing the journey was honestly weirdly therapeutic in a way,
Mhm.
and it kind of just grew a community of like a lot of support, I think, that helped motivate me and make me feel proud, and I don't know, it's just kind of crazy what the female body can do anyways. It's just like it blows my mind. So
No, I, like, saw one of your transition videos of you, like, where your body started right after you had your twins and, like, a year later, and I was like, "Holy shit," and I think I watched that when I was freshly postpartum, and I was like, it's gonna have to be a different day because I'm tired." But I love what you, like, stand for, but you both are, like, so positive, but you're also vulnerable at the same time. It's not like you guys are just, like, putting a pretty bow on, like, "Oh, here's a workout, like, this is how it's like, how to look perfect and how to get small arms," or whatever else. I'm like, I'm probably gonna get hate for saying that. You don't need small arms, like, you need strong arms.
yeah.
But I love that, how empowering you are. Have you guys been able to meet people, like, has it translated into your personal lives where you're able to, like, grow a community of friends based off of, like, these, like, healthy lifestyles that you guys are talking about online?
Well, I think, like, community-wise, I wanna say it's been so incredible to see. We do a lot of events, like, across the country, and, like, seeing how amazing our community is. We always walk away being like, "Wow, we've fostered such incredible," mostly women, I mean, our audience is, like, 95% women, and we're so proud of that, and I feel like a lot of that is because we do show up, like, very authentically, and we are vulnerable, but then in our personal lives too, like, I do think social media like teaches you a lot of skills on like how to be able to share and be vocal and open up about difficult things. And so that's something for me that's been so helpful is like I through that have like been able to open up a lot more and be learn how to be vulnerable with like even my close friends and family in like a deeper way.
Mhm.
So that has been like really
Yeah.
helpful, but I do feel like it helps to foster like really healthy relationships.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I think, like, even touching on that, I feel like with Joe's TTC, I feel like you've gotten to connect with so many people and, like, share more than you probably would have if you weren't sharing it on social
Yeah.
media, and both of us have talked about mental health a lot, and I remember, like, the first time I posted this big, like, mental health blog post about, like, this depression I went through in my early 20s, and I remember when I shared it, I was so scared because I hadn't like, my family knew I had gone through something, but, like, they didn't really know what was fully up, and to
Right.
reveal that to them, I felt like and once again, kinda like what you were saying, Allie, how you're like, you can be more vulnerable online. It's like talking to a
Mhm.
crowd of people that, like, doesn't respond, but then
Mhm.
putting that out there, people who know you actually, like, do look at it,
No,
and I feel
please,
like
I
that
don't want
di
people who know me to
Yeah.
reference seeing
No.
me online. Please
I
don't.
know.
No, I know, I'm like, "Ew, get away." But, like, I do feel like it broke a boundary for me where then I was able to talk to it a lot more, and then I was able to have people, like, reach out to me asking about mental health and Lexapro and therapy and things like that, which I was kind of like, "Whoa, like, this is nice that you guys trust me to talk about this." I also was like, "But I'm not a doctor." Like, I don't know, I would definitely consult somebody else,
Always
but,
a
like,
disclaimer.
yeah, but I do feel like it kinda opened a wall where, like, I hadn't talked about that before with so many people, and it let people in, and I feel like Jo probably feels the same way with, like, her journey of people reaching out to her and, like, I mean, at least through the DMs that I've seen of, like, people reaching out to her,
Mhm.
and it's like, it does let people know that you are a kind of a safe space to talk about these things. And, like, Jo shared a lot about her anxiety and mental health too, and I feel like it gives people, I think also, like you were saying how you're like, I feel like you're both type A. Like, I feel like some people look at us and they're like, "Oh, they're so put together." And so then when we share that we are depressed or anxious or stuff like that, I think it just, like, normalizes it to a point that makes people be like, "Okay, this is actually an okay thing to go through, and you can still be happy and strong with these struggles." So I feel like it's nice to, I don't know, at least for me, it's been nice to kind of share that side that I feel like I used to almost hide, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Mhm.
I think that's even like the testament to how much social media has changed because I feel like 10 years ago people would post like the cute pictures of them going to a workout class and then they'd be like in the workout class and be bloated and be like, "Oh, I started my period this week, like I do not feel good." But you wouldn't show that side on social media where I feel like now it is
Yeah.
so much more normalized to be like, "All right, I'm going to this workout class. I really don't want to go, but I know it's going to be good for me to move my body, especially like during my period. Here I go." Like and I think
Yeah.
that's where I love social media because I see people who, like, look like you guys, like, cute and put together, but I'm like, "Oh, no, they're still talking about, like, oh, I'm gonna go and, like, fuck up a burger and, like, a smoothie or, like, a
Yeah.
milkshake." Smoothie, please. I'm like, "A milkshake?" Excuse me? And I feel like I love that. Like, have you guys even seen from when you started, like, you were trying to make things a little bit more perfect and now being way more realistic?
Oh,
For sure.
100%. Even just like who I am as a person. Like I mean, like we've said, I'm definitely type A, but I used to be like your cookie cutter perfectionist my entire life and then going through like severe anxiety and getting on Zoloft and going through this whole mental health journey like a year and a half ago. Like I have learned so much about myself and just like no, obviously nobody's perfect. So why are you trying to uphold these unrealistic expectations for yourself? So that's been like really helpful for me is just like being able to kind of step away from that and not hold myself to those standards.
No, holding yourself to those standards can be, like, exhausting because
Yeah,
it's like, "Okay, I have to redo my whole wardrobe, I have to redo this." I You end up filming the same clip, like, 20 times just trying to sound
totally.
perfect, and you're like, "I actually have filmed this 20 times, like, here's what I'm doing," like, and just get it over with, and then
Yeah,
people resonate with that way more than, like, the perfect version.
for sure. And
I
it
was
takes
just
the
gonna say,
fun
it's like
out of
you
it
get way more
too.
success, like, when you're showing the real side versus, like, the
Yes.
perfectionist side.
Exactly. No, I'm like my videos that go the most viral, I'm usually crying in, so that's really not
Yeah.
convenient, but I'll take it. This episode was brought to you by Discover. Yep, Discover. Sponsor alert, but promise this one really hits home. So I've loved sports for forever. I mean, tailgates, game days, trash talk, pretty much all of it. And now becoming a mom, I still want all of that. I don't want to lose the part of me that lives for a good Sunday matchup. But balancing my love for sports with a diaper bag and nap schedule, it's kind of like a whole new, different ballgame. Over time, I've found little hacks to make both football and motherhood work together, like streaming games on my phone while my toddler eats lunch or syncing my grocery run with halftime so I can still be in on a little bit of the action. Is it glamorous? No. But does it work? Absolutely. Another hack to help you make the most out of these two worlds is Discover Cashback Match. If you haven't heard of it, here's the deal. With Cashback Match, Discover automatically doubles the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year. And there's no limit to how much they'll match. It's like a little treat yourself moment at the end of your first year. That could mean tickets to a game or even cute new gear for you and the little one. And what's also great is Discover is accepted where you love to shop nationwide. In fact, according to the February 2025 Nielsen report, Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. That means using it at the grocery store to buy game day snacks or online shopping for those noise protection headphones when the cheering at the stadium or even at home gets too loud. Sharing my love of sports with my daughter is actually one of my favorite parts about motherhood, and watching her light up when the crowd cheers. I can already see how it's going to be a fun thing to take her to games. This little girl loves when people clap in our living room. I can only imagine a stadium full. It pays to Discover. See terms at discover.com/credit card. All right, you guys, I have to take a second to talk about Macy's because they are currently having their sandal sale. And I am a Macy's stan. They have so many of my favorite brands all in the same place. I'm currently wearing a little Free People striped crew neck, super comfortable. And it's also part of my wardrobe refresh that I've been talking to you guys about for like, I feel like the past few months. But I've really started to get into my stride, and Macy's has been a huge help with that. For the sandal sale at Macy's, you can buy one pair, get 40% off, buy two pairs, get 50% off. And they have so many incredible brands that we all know and love, like Steve Madden, Arezzo, Guess, Dolce Vita, like Mark Fisher. I'm talking all the sandals that we buy, we love, we wear all throughout summer. And I made sure to pick this up when I was shopping at Macy's. I was like, oh, if I'm going to get some sandals, I might as well, get myself a few clothing must haves. And summer is the perfect time to refresh your wardrobe, especially because I feel like summer, you always have like the weddings, the events, 4th of July, like all of these fun summer things. And I'm like, I want to be wearing a pair of sandals, something cute and comfortable, and Macy's has it all. So, again, the event dates at Macy's are from June 25th to July 7th. Again, the Macy's Summer Sandal Wardrobe Sale. You can buy one pair, get 40% off, buy two pairs, get 50% off. And while you're there, you can shop for literally the entire family, your husband, your kids. They also have stuff for your home. I'm trying to revamp my home because we all know I just finished renovating it. I'm trying to revamp it so that I can have a bunch of friends over. I'm going to be hosting all the summer, and I'm going to be looking cute doing it thanks to Macy's. So, again, the event dates are in June 25th to July 7th, and you can shop at Macy's.com or in store. What is next? Like, do you guys have any huge dreams for Sweat and Tell? I mean, you've grown it from nothing to such a successful platform and business. Do you guys have any other dreams you have like coming up or what's next?
We have
Well, I
so many
go ahead.
dreams, I feel like. So, like last year we went on a nationwide workout tour. That was a huge goal of ours. So, we went to I think 14 different cities
Oh my god,
just
wow.
promoting our new fitness app, and I think like a big goal is just to continue going out and connecting with the community and connecting with people through movement. That's one of the most rewarding parts of our job, is getting to go out and like meet people and actually make a lasting impact, and take people through our favorite types of workouts. And so I think continuing to do events like that is something that we really want to focus on. We'd love to go on like another tour. And then also we have a dry shampoo company that we have since it's evolved into more than that. We have shower caps, clips, and just focusing on clean beauty. So we want to continue growing that as well. We've always loved being on social media and having that platform, but we also have from the very beginning, like the get-go, we were like, we want to have a business as well that we can like promote, we truly believe in, and it's direct to consumer. So that's something that we started 3 years ago, and we just want to continue growing that and just scaling it as much as we can.
I love that. Jax, anything that you would want to say differently?
No, I think the only thing I would add is along with the workouts in person, our workout app too. I feel like we've added in a lot of specific workouts with Joe's TTC journey and her shift in workouts that have been positive for her body, and my like postpartum and pregnancy journey. I feel like we both like have watched our mental and physical, I don't know, forms changed so much that it's shown through our workouts, and I feel like getting to share that within our app and in person, like she was saying at those events, have been really powerful. So just like those two things, I think it's just crazy that we started reviewing workout classes and now we have like a DTC company and an app. I think it's so funny to think back to when we started. So I
Like,
think just
thinking back
watching
to
those
the
grow.
first time we tried to, like, negotiate a partnership with a studio is, like, the
Oh my god, it was
funniest
a
thing,
spin
remember? In a
studio.
parking lot
Yeah.
in a parking lot. We're like, "We'll take $300." He's like, "Done."
Yeah.
We walked away, we're like, "Oh, we should ask for more."
You're like, "Oh, okay, growth. There is
Yeah.
Yeah,
growth in
yeah.
it." Oh, and now you guys having your own app and, like, you guys showing your own workouts instead of, like, going to somebody else's class and showing off their workouts. I feel like you guys have, like, truly evolved, and it'll continue to evolve because it's like the space isn't going anywhere. Joe, for you, with, like, your TTC journey, I know so many people have opinions, so I wanna apologize because I know so many people have opinion even postpartum for you, Jax, like, everybody has an opinion, and it's crazy because the mom community can be, like, one of the safest places, but it can also be the scariest because everybody has a
Yeah.
journey, everybody something worked for somebody, and then they're like, "Here, take this, like, pill, and this is gonna make you beautiful," and you're like, "Wait, what?" But
Yeah.
how have your workouts changed during your TTC journey?
Yeah, so I feel like I've had a very long journey with what my workout routine has looked like and how it's shifted. So, when I first started trying to conceive about 2 years ago, I feel like we got to start there because it's been a long journey. So, I was having very irregular periods. All my hormones and everything were seemed to be in sync, seemed normal, but periods were very irregular. And obviously, with our job, we work out a lot, we're very active, and I had kind of come to the realization that I was like working out too much. I was putting my body through too much cortisol, doing a lot of those like kind of berries hit classes, which aren't bad by any means, but just for my body in this phase wasn't working for me. So I did start to reduce my workout frequency and then also switch to more lower impact type of workouts. And since then, I have like consistently been doing that. I do about 3 strength training days per week and then 2 days of Pilates, give or take. So with strength training, I really focus on like, I do progressive overload, but it's still very slow and controlled and minimal like hit, like no jumping, none of that. And I've carried that through my entire trying to conceive journey. There are obviously times like during stims and when you're on all the injections and the hormones, I'm just like, forget it. Like I'm not, I don't feel like working out. I'll go on walks and I give myself grace with that. But for the most part, like strength training and low impact has just been an absolute like game changer for me. And I'm so happy that I made those changes early on because I was able to get a regular cycle back, which to me was a testament that like what I was doing really wasn't working for my body originally. And yeah, I've continued doing it and I'm going to continue doing it just for my mental health mostly, but it also
Right.
feels good. I love to feel like strong and empowered, especially in a journey where your body is shifting so much. Like there's parts of my body that I'm like, oh my God, I don't even recognize anymore from all the hormones and stuff. And so it does feel good to still have a sense of normalcy and routine throughout all of that.
No, absolutely. I feel like fitness, you have like ebbs and flows throughout your fitness journey. And I just feel like throughout life. I remember like back when I was in my early 20s, like going to the hit workouts like every single day, waking up at 6 a.m. and sweating. And if my heart rate didn't get to a certain point, I'd go for a run. And it was so
Hmm.
like give, give, give. And now I'm in the phase of life where I'm like, I think I'm gonna go for a walk and like look at
Hmm.
the ocean. And it's so much more healing for me in my phase of life currently. Whereas in like I feel like for a while I was just like I thought working out meant I would like get fit, get stronger, and like you will, but it almost was like my body was almost rejecting it because I remember going to Orange Theory for like a month and I was heavier than when I started and I was like,
Yes.
I think my
Yeah.
body hates me.
Yes. No,
No,
it
it's
can do more
crazy.
harm than good for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's such the era of like kind of how we were talking about back in college where you're like a little cardio bunny, like how many calories did I burn? Like just checking the Apple Watch constantly. Like we've definitely shifted our focus from that and just really like tuned into like what is my body craving and like what do I need and what makes me feel good at the end of the day because that's why we should be moving is to take care of our body but also for the mental health benefits as well.
Yeah, it's crazy how much life changes. I used to use all of the chemicals. Like with my acne, I would throw chemicals at my face. I would like the Energizer Bunny. I would go for
Mhm.
hit workouts, and now I'm like, okay, clean beauty,
Mhm.
walks, Pilates. It's
It's
so much like
so
a
wild.
slower pace of life, and
Yeah.
I know. It's
so I
so much
love
more
following
peaceful
people like you
though.
guys. Like, way more peaceful because I feel like back oh my god, I was toxic. I'm like, back then, I wouldn't have a burger because 'cause I'd be like, "Oh, no, like, that's, like, red meat, it's inflamed," and now I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'll have a burger for breakfast, like, if I want," and then I'm like, "Okay, I'll
Yeah.
have a salad for lunch." Like, there's
Yeah.
so much balance in a healthy lifestyle.
Mhm.
And it's weird because even talking about, like, wanting your goal was to look good, all that stuff, and, like, honestly, with this lifestyle, I feel like I like what I look like even better, like, I know that's probably not even kosher to say, but, like, it's just, like, I feel more confident, I feel, more me, and, like, you're not stressed about it, and I feel like the body responds to that kind of self-love, I don't know.
Yeah, your body's like, "Wow, this is what I've been screaming for, thank you, like, you could have been
Mhm.
prettier
Yeah.
a long time ago." No, I was kidding.
Yeah, only
Yeah.
took you 30 years.
Yeah, right? No, but
Yeah.
I have to say, if you guys are, like, into clean beauty, I just came back from Korea, and the clean beauty atmosphere there, if you guys ever get the chance to go, I highly recommend because it is insane, like, what they're doing in terms of skincare and, like, clean and what they've developed, where I feel like we're not there yet here.
Mhm. Are there
Yeah.
any products you got that you're really excited about?
Yes, salmon sperm.
Oh my god, I've been
Do
wanting
you
to try
actually
that.
love it?
No, I actually have been using it well, 1, I got it injected into my face, which I don't,
Love
like,
that.
recommend, like, going to, like, a foreign country and, like, just starting
Like
to try with, like
microneedling kind of injected?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, like, microneeded, but, like, with the serum, and
You're like, "No, filler. My lips are now all salmon
like, no, no, no,
sperm."
all salmon sperm, but then I came home with, like I went to their pharmacy, I got a prescription of salmon sperm, and I put it on my face every night, and I've only used it, like, 4 or 5 nights, but
So
my
I do have a
skin
question.
looks great.
It's amazing.
It's
But,
great.
like, how do they get the salmon sperm is my question. Like, do they milk them? Like,
I
what is
don't
that?
ask because I don't wanna know. Like,
If
I
it works, it
genuinely
works.
yeah, if it
You're like, "It's
works
organic salmon sperm and it
I'm
works.
like, "It's
Maybe I should
vegan
try it."
salmon sperm." Everyone's like, "I don't think that's vegan." But it's like but I do highly recommend checking out, like, the Korean skincare because it is so interesting, like, how clean beauty is developed in, like, other countries. I know, like,
Yeah.
Europe has like, the French pharmacy has, like, a ton of products as well. I'm literally going to France next week, so I'm like, "We're just hitting all the skincare
Oh my
spots."
gosh, yes.
But I do feel like Korea's the mecca, like, they're known for being the base of, like, clean skincare
Mhm.
and, like, that kind of beauty.
Yeah, I should send you guys some salmon sperm.
Oh, I
Would
would love
love.
to try it.
You guys are both
I'll
like,
try
"Yeah."
anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm like, "Can you mail
Um,
that?" But sure, I'll
y
take it.
exactly. I know, I'm like, maybe it might get caught. I'm gonna have to, like, deliver it personally, just, like, physically hand you I'm like, "Here's your salmon sperm, like, and your coffee." Like, "That's great." Your husbands are like, "Wait, what's going on?" Oh my god. Okay, well, I've enjoyed talking to you guys so much. Before we finish today's episode, I always have, like, rapid fire questions that I end off the episodes with. So, you can give a little spiel if you want to, or you can just answer, it doesn't matter. Vintage jerseys or modern jerseys?
Ooh,
Vintage.
vintage.
Yeah, nobody says modern.
Okay.
Matcha
Okay.
or coffee?
Late
Matcha.
lately, I'm matcha.
Ooh, okay, I need to get on the matcha kick. I feel like everybody likes it. And then do you get matcha before or after your workouts?
After.
Ooh. Yeah, usually after just because 'cause I'm, like, wake up as close to the workout as possible.
I love that. Joe, where's your matcha from?
I was just gonna say this is from Rye Goods. Have you
Wait,
been?
I
Ooh.
didn't know that they had matcha.
They just opened the new one in Costa Mesa. Amazing. Went this morning. Beautiful,
Oh.
stunning. Yeah, you gotta
Okay.
go.
I'm like, I actually have never been to Rygoods, but I've heard good things.
It's
So
great.
I'm like, I obviously need to check it
Oh
out.
my gosh, yeah, Rye Goods
Wait,
is the
maybe we
best. I
can
haven't been to
we
the
can
new
go get a
one.
coffee and you can bring me my salmon sperm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's perfect. Like, here's your sperm. They're like, what is going on over there? People are like, I've seen Joe like trying to conceive. Maybe the salmon.
Yeah.
She said she's willing to try anything.
Oh my god,
Dead.
please. Okay. Reformer or Matt Pilates?
Ooh. That's a tough, but probably reformer if I had to
Yeah.
choose.
Reformer for me.
Love reformer. Oat milk or almond milk or dairy?
Whole milk, baby. Ever since my
Yeah.
kids started whole milk, I'm full whole milk. I'm obsessed. It's
No,
so good.
same. 2 years ago, Jacqueline made me a latte with
Oh
whole
my
milk,
god,
and
this is so funny.
I was like, what did you make this with? Because I was
No,
only an almond
Joe
milk
was like,
girl.
my stomach hurts. Like, oh, like, she's like, I can't eat this. My stomach hurts. And then last time I saw her, she's like chugging whole milk. I was like, oh, your stomach hurts.
No, it was a made up allergy.
You fully like self-diagnose yourself. You're like,
Totally.
I'm allergic
Yeah.
to dairy. Literally
Yeah.
the same thing happened to me. I went to one of my friend's house. She made me a coffee and I assumed she made it with oat milk. I drank the whole thing. I was like, that was so good. She's like, yeah, that was whole milk. I was like, you fucking bitch.
It really hits. It's so
It
thick and
does.
creamy.
I kind of love the transition back to like dairy products. I'm like kind of for it.
Yeah.
The dairy farmers are like, yes,
Same.
finally. Like we hate
I
almonds.
know.
Cold plunge or hot tub for recovery?
Hot tub.
Ooh, probably cold plunge. I just like get too hot in hot tubs.
You're like, yeah, I just don't want to be hot. I feel like lately I've been getting so many hot flashes. I'm like, I feel like I'm old and I'm getting hot flashes.
Yeah.
Sweet treat, chocolate bar, ice cream cone, or something like fruity.
Oh
Ice
my gosh.
cream
Like, can I
cone.
start with one and finish with the rest? Maybe something fruity right now.
You're like, the Sour Patch Kids on top of ice cream with chocolate on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it
Froyo,
comes
That
to
sounds
please.
sweets, I don't
good.
discriminate. Yeah, you're like, perfect. And then men in Pilates classes, yes or no?
Ooh. You know, I'm all for it for them, but I just like prefer it being for the girls and gays. Sorry.
Yes. I do feel a little bit more I mean, you're in some vulnerable positions, and I do
Mhm.
feel a lot more comfortable when
Yeah.
it's like an all-girls class. But obviously, I'll
Like
bring my
I
husband to
believe
one.
in it for the fitness aspect, but just for me personally, I just
Mhm.
like the vibes of a safe space for us women.
It's like the
Same. I
vibes. You're like, if you see my tampon
respect the
string, can
men,
you just
but
let me know?
Yeah,
You can't tell a guy
It's like
that.
I want to free bleed without a man behind me.
But I will say nothing feels
Literally.
better than when there's like a big strong man next to you that can't even like hold the positions and you're like
That is
pulsing
true.
and you're just like, oh, ha
I'm like,
ha ha.
I'm so
Like,
strong.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
literally
Yeah.
my husband. My husband is the one that
That's
looks like
so
strong.
good.
He's can, I mean, literally bench me, but he can't in a Pilates class. He's just shaking. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
incredible.
like I like it when a girl brings their partner to just show them that like we're better, you
Yeah.
know?
You're like, oh, you're going to Pilates? I'm sure that's hard. And then they go to a class. You're like, okay,
Yeah, you're like,
enjoy
good luck
your.
in
Yeah.
mermaid pose. Like
Yeah,
those
Yeah.
obliques. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast. I love you two so much, and I love following you guys along. Where can everybody find you on social media?
At Sweat and Tell on Instagram and TikTok. My personal TikTok is Joanna Oland and Jacqueline's is Jacqueline Romney?
Jax Romney.
Jax Romney.
You're like, yeah.
And
that's
then
something like that.
and then check out J Beauty and the Define app as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next Sunday.